Here's a good one. Ready?
Yeah?
I feel nervous about breathing.
Okay, that's funny.
That's funny. I relate to these so much. This one I really relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing another person into this world isn't very nice of you. I didn't ask to be here. My addictive personality misses you.
Oh.
That's what I should have been saying all these years.
That's almost like a greeting card. What are you reading then?
I'm reading one of my favorite Twitter accounts called So Sad Today.
Oh, I love that Twitter account.
Yeah, and something really exciting happened to me.
Which is what?
I got someone slid into my DMs.
What?
Yeah, Melissa, who runs So Sad Today, not runs, is So Sad Today.
It's an empire.
It's become an empire. She DM'd me.
What?
Yeah.
You knew how to read a DM.
I did. And then I invited her here.
What?
Come over.
Okay, like now?
Yeah, it's coming now.
Is this the first time someone slid into
Do
your
I
DMs?
go in the middle?
Yeah, go in the
I'm
middle.
sliding
Go
into
in.
you guys.
Yeah,
But I did a good job because she slid into my DMs and suddenly she's at our house.
I mean, that's
It's fast.
one
I
way
move
to
very
use
fast.
the internet.
Do you want to introduce yourself or do you want us to introduce you? We kind of already did.
No, I think you did.
Okay. Do you have anyone you want to say hi to?
Definitely not my mom.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
She's not allowed to go near any of my media or really
Oh,
any. Yeah.
Smart. How
Yeah.
do you keep them away? Because mine are too involved.
My mom's really good at denial.
Oh, that's
My dad will
great.
be smoking a cigarette in front of her, and she's like, Daddy really has cut down. I love denial.
I also
It's
like
really
the
nice.
smell of cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
I've
do
never
too.
smoked ever in my life.
Yeah.
Don't smoke, kids, but I like the smell of it.
I like the smell of gasoline. I
Oh,
like the
yeah.
smell of leather. I like a lot of smells that
I
are
love
probably
the smell
bad.
Of chlorine.
Chlorine.
That's a good
It's
one.
bad for you.
What about
Do you
Tom?
regret coming here? You have a brand new novel
So
coming
I have a
out.
novel. I wrote a novel. That's what happened.
This is your second book because you already had a book.
Yes.
That was not a
Essays.
novel. Essays.
Exactly.
And it was called So Sad Today based on the Twitter.
Yes. It was.
And also your life.
People ask if So Sad Today is a persona. It's not a persona because I feel that's something you step into. It's more this part of myself that I never felt like I could unmask or show people. And even still, even when I've done media for So Sad Today, I'm what if I have a panic attack during the interview? And it's weird because one would kind of expect that to happen,
Yeah.
but I'm still scared of revealing that. So
Because it's funny when you have you're removed from it.
Yeah.
But it's not funny when it's happening right now.
right, it's very isolating,
Yeah.
because and no, I could be having one right now and you wouldn't know. I'm very good at I
congratulations.
smile all the time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive to have a panic attack and no one knows.
No one knows because I have them so much.
Mm-hmm.
But I love when someone else has a panic attack because then I don't have to have one.
Oh, yeah.
It takes the pressure off to be the helper.
I love to be the helper.
Being the helper
That's my
is
favorite.
so much better than the one in crisis.
That makes me actually calm down the most is the moment someone else starts to freak out.
Totally.
I become my best self.
I like crises though because I feel then the world rises to meet my everyday level of anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I'm already here, and then in a crisis, the world just rises to join me.
That's wonderful.
Can I ask
It's
a
nice.
philosophical question?
Sure.
So do you think that there's a stigmatizing of sadness where you're not really supposed to show it, and then people relate to your Twitter because it's openly saying the things that maybe it's people are don't be a bummer to say?
I think probably because there's a reason why I was anonymous for a lot of years with So Sad Today, and I only came out because when I got the deal to write the book of essays, I was well, can I have it be anonymous? And they were no, we want your name to be on it. So, and I was all right, I felt ready, but
How many did everyone in your life know it was you?
no, for 3 years, nobody in the world knew it was me, which was the best.
See, we're the opposite. We just want the fame.
Yeah.
Who cares about the content? We just want the glory.
I'm not a secret keeper. I never keep a fucking secret. Everything's
I never have.
Yeah. No, not why?
I can't think of a single secret I've kept. No, but here's the thing. As long as I could tell one person,
Yeah.
then I'm fine.
Okay.
And I can tell someone, I can just tell my boyfriend, and he won't tell anyone.
Right.
But I have to, or my mom, and she won't tell anyone, but I have to tell at least one person.
You need a repository.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to store the secret somewhere else.
Like a hard drive.
I'm so sorry. So you were saying
No, I
that
don't
this
even
was your
know.
big secret that you kept.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it
it was
only
my
secret.
It was my only secret. But then Are you allowed to curse on this show?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, I was just curious. But then what started happening is I like told one person, and then like once I told one person, it was never the same again. You know,
Okay.
because I felt self-conscious immediately, and then like I would be like if I was like having sex with someone or whatever, and like they followed the
You'd
account.
be like, I'm so sad today.
Well, no, like it was fun to break because I'd be like, yeah, what do you think of that account? So sad today. And the account was like always would be like retweeting them, and like their tweets weren't even like that retweet worthy. So I was like, why do they even think that's So Sad Today? Like, if it wasn't someone who was fucking them, like, why would So Sad Today have chosen like your account with like 312 followers, like out of all the accounts to retweet? But then I'd be like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, what would happen if like So Sad Today like retweeted you 5 times or something? And then I would like retweet it 5 times, and they would be like fucked up a little bit over it. I don't know how people didn't know, because I started it during the fall of 2012. I went through like a particularly bad period of panic attacks and depression, and all the things I'd done in the past stopped working. Like, you know, like I upped my meds, and I like started seeing a new therapist, all this shit, and nothing was working. And so I started it then.
That's wonderful. And that helped?
It really did, because I guess the dopamine, you know, but I really started in this like dark corner of the internet.
Yeah.
Like I was following like 4 people. It was stuff I felt like I needed to say, but I didn't want to say it on my personal Twitter. So I just like started this random thing.
Well, I think sometimes if it's like your personal Twitter, people try to reach out to you or whatever, and they don't realize that you just need to get it out and you're joking, or like you just need to like. I'm sure that happens to you, Allison, where people are like, "Oh my God, are you serious?"
No, my mom will call, and I'll be like, "It was a joke," and then I'll hang up and cry.
And imagine saying on Facebook some of the shit you say on Twitter. Like, I mean, even if I like get remotely into like the truth of what's going on inside me, I have like my aunt on the phone. She's like, I've been rotating my crops on Farmville, and like I noticed that you seem suicidal.
And I also think that just like being able to vocalize it in a humorous way, at least for me, like it makes those bad experiences like worth it in a way. Like sometimes like when I went through my last breakup, like I was posting these memes that I was creating of myself. Where, like, I was, like, in my house, and I was, like, crying. I was literally crying on the floor. I was, like, my parents were, like, standing over me as I cried hysterically on the floor. But part of me was, like, well, this is funny that I'm on the floor. And then I was, like, Mom, just take a photo. And, like, you know, and, like, before I know it, I'm, like, just doing this, like, weird photo shoot of me crying in different places. And it's real, and, like, the sadness is true, but, like, being able to, like, turn it into something else, I feel like helps you get past it. That was the most sincere I've ever been on this channel.
I know, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I was, like, halfway through, and I was like, oh, no. See, it turned the lights off.
I don't like to stay anywhere longer than, like, 10 minutes anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah, no.
Then people are like, that's what I say.
I'm
leave
fine
before
anywhere
they want you to leave.
For like 10 minutes.
Yeah, because then they're like, ooh, intriguing.
Yeah.
Like, I never overstay a welcome.
You taught me that.
Yeah.
I think that for me, like writing, it gives me like an illusion of control. Like I am pretty powerless sometimes over like my mind.
Right.
You know, and especially the first thought. And so it gives that like, it's a way to control the narrative. Even if it is the illusion of control, because I still don't have control like of my mental illness. You can take like the best care of yourself and whatever that even means. I mean, I don't always, but I do like a lot of the stuff.
No, you do, yeah.
And like
you're aware of it. You're checking
sick.
in with yourself. Yeah, totally.
So like, you know, when you're sick and you feel like powerless over it, it's like so nice to be like, well, I control this narrative, at least like on Twitter,
or just even know that like that it's part of a narrative.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, well, then I won't always be in this place because right now this is like Act 3. This is like where things are getting bad, and that means that soon I'll overcome it, and then it'll be like this, and then it'll happen again. But like just to like be able to like look back at the bigger picture of it all, I think can help a lot.
Yeah, to remember that it's like cyclical.
Yeah.
I do that all the time because I like this past couple weeks have been pretty bad, and I was like, well, I've been here before. Can't wait to be on the other side.
Oh, darkness, my old friend.
Like I've literally been like that. I'm like, haha, come at me.
Yeah.
Like, what else is gonna happen? So you've been more yourself, and you've written personal essays, but then now the novel.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Okay, so after I finished writing So Sad Today, I still felt like I wanted to explore the theme, if you will, of love as addiction.
Yes.
And I'll probably be exploring that for like the rest of my life.
Sure.
Why?
That's why.
Right?
Yep.
Like in real life and
Exactly.
in literature. And so I was on the beach in Venice where I was living, and I was reading this book called The Professor and the Siren about a man who is in love with a mermaid, and it like had never dawned on me how much the siren human relationship like really embodies this desire to like live in a moment of narcotic limerence forever, you know, to like freeze a moment and just like And why is that so much sexier than, like, why is the relationship that can't exist so much hotter than the one that can? And so I was like, well, why is it always a mermaid and a dude? And, like,
Right.
what if it was a woman and a merman? And what if it was, like, now?
Yeah, and I also feel like there's always like a fantasy element when it's the man like lusting after the woman, like it's so romantic and it's so, it's like admirable, but as soon as you gender reverse it, the woman's just crazy.
Yes.
Like it's like she's just obsessed. And like it's like, ugh, leave me alone.
Yeah.
The mermaid thing is very like, oh, it's a type of woman. It's like, this very sexualized whatever. And then you don't really see a flip of like a woman lusting or like a woman, like, I don't know.
Were you devastated when Shape of Water came out?
Okay, that's such a great question. So I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I love that you're asking that because everyone's like, no, it's only going to help you. It's like warming up the public
Oh,
consciousness.
I would have jumped off
I
the
was
bridge.
like, it's done.
Yeah.
It's all over. And then the Oscars, which I like don't really watch
Yeah.
because I don't know. I
It's
just
boring.
It's
yeah, I
boring.
just like can't get involved. And so, but like I like kept kind of like peeking online. I was like, Shape of Water don't win. And then like it won, and I texted my agent. It was like 11 o'clock at night in like New York or something, and I was like, well, this fucking sucks. And she's like, no, it's gonna be like it's warming up the zeitgeist. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I would
think it's
argue,
over.
having seen the movie, that was a super underdeveloped character.
Yeah.
And I know that this will not be.
See,
There's
and
no,
then
like, pathos to it. Like there's nothing, I don't know if I use that word right, I've never used it before, but, like, she's very, like, black and white. Like, she's not a damaged character, really, outside of, like, her, like, lifestyle. Like, her mind is not damaged in any way, and she's, like, and so I think
mind's
that's,
damaged.
exactly. So I think it will be a completely different story.
Also, you're allowed to have two different stories. How many times has the mermaid thing been told?
Exactly.
Also, I was like, oh, hot fish dudes are really having a moment.
Well, I have to say that I normally find this show very boring, and you made it interesting for me.
Thanks. Allison!
For every hour I spend with other humans, I need like 6 alone to like regroup, you know? So this is good. I'll only need like an hour to recover.
Perfect.